All right, let's take a little bit of a deeper dive into Donald Trump and his treatment and love for women. As we know, there were dozens and dozens of essay allegations and grape allegations, ranging from 13-year-olds in Jeff Epstein's island to his ex wife, his first wife, the one who was helped down the stairs 3 days before having to testify against him alongside of her three children, claiming in a court filing that he used to viciously beat her and grape her herself, even though she was his wife at the time and the mother of their three children. He spent his entire presidency stripping women of their rights. We obviously know he's very, very proud of overturning Roe v. Wade. He brags about it, even after a lifetime of praising pro choice and probably utilizing the services of abortion clinics nationwide with all of his sexcapades. But that's besides the point. While he was in office, he also basically let the Violence Against Women Act expire. That protects women with domestic violence and SA and everything else. He let it expire. And then he redefined the definition of domestic violence and sexual abuse to specifically make the access to benefits of such victims almost impossible, so they can't get help, while lightening up the laws surrounding the perpetrators of these despicable crimes. He also took away the restrictions of domestic violence perpetrators from owning firearms. He gave them back their guns, all under the veil of the Second Amendment and all the MAGA don't come for our guns. He even gave back the rapists and the sexual assault and the domestic violence manly men firearms. That's how much he cares about women. Now, when we're looking at things like him cheating on his wife after wife after wife after wife, paying off a porn star because, right after his child Baron was born, he cheated on her too, paying off a playmate. All of this stuff is out in the open and proven fact. For him to pretend that he cares about women in any way, shape, or form, besides just for whatever he wants to do with his little mushroom, is despicable. As a man, as a politician, Al Franken lost his seat, gave up his seat for a joke that disrespected a sleeping female reporter. He walked away from his office. Donald Trump is proudly stripping women of their rights, treating women like this, and taking away all of these things that protect women. This is something that is systemic. This is something that is okayed by the entire Republican Party, and they let it happen. The same Republican Party that is now coming out in the open saying the quiet part out loud that they would rather have women barefoot pregnant in the kitchen, stripping them of their rights to vote, stripping them of their rights. There is a Republican preacher now saying he doesn't allow his wife to read books that he hasn't okayed. So she can't even open the pages of a book if he hasn't read it, and maybe we can read this together when I have time. This is the control the Republican Party wants over women. So if there are women in this country that are still voting Republican, wake the fuck up. They are coming after you in ways you haven't even thought of yet. And if you're not doing the homework to find out who's behind all this evil stuff that's going on coast to coast, you really are misusing and misabusing the privilege of voting in this already great country. This is for the women. This is for the protection of women. Please wake the hell up and start protecting yourselves. These people don't care about you. No matter how many red hats you own and gold sneakers you bought, they don't care. This is stuff that's on the books. And if you really want to confirm how little the Republican Party of today, the old Republican Party is much different, but the one of today, look at the laws that these Republican run states attempted to put up, the laws that didn't make it. Because somewhere in the process, there was either an independent or a Democrat that said, I don't think so, that's not coming up. Well, those people are up for election too, and God forbid the people who block laws like that are gone to block them the next time around. This is something they want. Project 2025 spells it all out. And if you don't want to go through this book of authoritarian type of rules and communist type of regulations and all of this stuff, start looking at the obvious. It doesn't take much more research. This is about you, ladies. This is about you and protecting you. Make the right choice. Everybody's up for re-election this year. Almost everybody. We need to stop it while we still can, because once it's done, it's not coming back. Stay diligent, stay educated, and be kind. And for God's sakes, to all you Republican women out there, change it up before it's too late, because your lives are just going to get worse and worse. Unless, of course, this is what you want. Then you got a whole nother problem. And for all you men out there voting Republican down ticket just because you always have, if you give any shits about any women in your life, you'll wake the hell up to all this stuff too. And today, Donald Trump is going to Michigan to use the tragedy of this poor woman who was murdered by her boyfriend, who happened to be an undocumented person. He could care less about her. He said in a speech that he spoke to her whole family and all this nice, wonderful, fluffy stuff, all for a freaking PR stunt, and no one in this poor girl's family spoke to Donald Trump. It is all a lie. Everything this guy does is a facade. Wake the hell up. Republicans, this is on you. 100% on you. So be diligent, stay educated, or get educated. But for God's sakes, be kind, especially to the women in our lives. They are the life givers. They are the reason we are here. They deserve rights just like us. God bless.